with the market action. Adani stocks under pressure in trade today. Adani Enterprises, Adani Green, Adani Transmission and Adani Total Gas lost between 3 to 5% each. The group has announced plans to raise up to 21,000 crore rupees from qualified institutional buyers. Adani Enterprises board approved a proposal to raise over 12,000 crore rupees, while Adani's Transmission board approved raising over 8,000 crore rupees via QIP issue. The combined market cap of the conglomerate has dipped by 25,000 crore rupees in the last 24 hours and nearly 10 lakh crore rupees since the Hindenburg report was published in January of this year. Staying with the issue, the Supreme Court has decided to defer the hearing in the Adani-Hindenburg matter. Market regulator SEBI has filed a fresh affidavit reiterating its request for a 6-month extension to probe the allegations. SEBI has said that it approached 11 overseas regulators in connection with the probe on minimum public shareholding norms, and the first request made by SEBI was in October of 2020. Ashmit joins us now with more details. Ashmit, so the matter was adjourned today, but in its fresh affidavit, the market regulator is saying two things, saying that there is no investigation underway as far as the 2016 probe related to a GDR issue was concerned, that the Adani Group was not linked to that. But the regulator also saying that there is a probe underway when it comes to the minimum public shareholding norms, and the first request was made by the market regulator SEBI to overseas regulators in this matter in October of 2020.
Indeed, two important revelations being made by the market regulator for the first time, putting it on record in an affidavit in a court document. Here what SEBI says, number one, is that as far as the investigation is concerned, it is calling it the investigation into minimum public shareholding norm violations. That's the investigation that SEBI is looking into. And towards that end, SEBI's case essentially is that, look, this is a case which spreads across multiple jurisdictions, that this will require voluminous documents and transactions that need to be looked at, that need to be considered. And as a part of that, SEBI then says that they are in touch with 11 overseas securities regulators to source this data, and information about the transactions in question, number one. And importantly, SEBI also states on record for the first time that the first request that had gone out was way back in October of 2022, which significantly predates the Hindenburg report, which came out in Jan this year. So that is something important to bear in mind that SEBI has brought to the court's attention. That was one. The other, of course, came on the back of allegations and suggestions that were made by petitioners during the last hearing that SEBI was seized of the matter as far back as 2016. Now, in response to that, as a clarification, what SEBI says is that, yes, indeed, there was an investigation into the issue of GDR, issuance of GDR, that 51 listed entities were subject to that investigation. But SEBI is also quick to point out that none of those 51 listed entities which were subject to this probe included any Adani Group entity. So that is the clarification that SEBI is giving, that 2016 is not when they began investigating. This investigation into MPS norms or minimum public shareholding norms began only in October of 2020 when they started sending out queries to these overseas regulators. That's the two important points they've put across. Third, they've said is that they've reiterated their claim and their request for a 6-month extension. The matter was supposed to get taken up today. It could not for want of time. So all eyes now on the top court to decide on this SEBI application on this 6-month extension demand.
All right, Ashmit, appreciate you joining us. So no decision yet from the Apex Court on whether a 6-month extension will be granted or it could be a period between now and 6 months. As Ashmit pointed out, we are waiting for clarity from the top court. But the market action of the day